Okay, so recently I've gotten into some bad habits again, and I basically got myself addicted to video games for about a whole week, and I hated it. Every day I was just playing games, I was just like doing random stuff. I didn't do anything productive during that time. I didn't even work out. I kind of felt like a little bit burnt out, so I did that like a couple of months ago when I felt burnt out. Just take it a little bit easy for a couple of days and go back in, go hard again for a couple of months. But then honestly, what I realized was like these major players out here, they're not doing that. What they're actually doing is they go hard for a couple of weeks, maybe a whole month, and then they go like full degenerate mode for a couple of days. So for me, that was just kind of like playing video games, right? Like that's something I kind of enjoy. But I don't really want to do anything too degenerate, right? But I tried that and I hated it. So I think there's a couple of styles that people have when it comes to just like, working. So either you work really, really hard and then you play really, really hard, or you work pretty hard, but then you just take your foot off the gas a tiny bit. So instead of like flooring it all the way and then pressing the brakes as hard as you can, it's kind of like going 3/4 throttle and then just coasting. Honestly, I feel like I'm kind of in that group, three quarters of throttle, and then you just coast a little bit more. But here's what you're here for the video for, right? So you want to know how to actually overcome the addiction. So I'm not exactly sure what triggered my mind to actually start, a whole week of not going to the gym, playing games all day, but I do know what actually triggered me to stop that. So basically, the premise is gaslighting yourself, right? So you've heard about the joke about gaslighting, right? No, I'm pretty sure you have. But you obviously you probably know what gaslighting is. If you don't, it's basically when you want to, like, gaslighting is obviously when you try to convince someone about an event that didn't happen, but you try to convince them that it did, or the vice versa, right? Now, this is also what I did to, lose all my weight. Like I was like 250 pounds before, right? I just have like this tiny amount of loose skin and a little bit of fat, but I mean, it's basically all gone. And on certain days, I can see my abs, but I was like 250 pounds and I was eating chocolate and all of this, like, it's like seed oils, processed food. Whenever, I felt like a little bit bored, I would just eat like, a whole bowl of milk and cereal, probably two. So just like for fun as a snack, I would have like 1,600 calories and it's sugar in the cereals I would buy on top of that. And so that was not good at all, right? I would hate that. I would hate doing that now. But back then, I would just gaslight myself and say, you're not fat. You don't act like a fat person. You don't eat sugar. Sugar doesn't taste good. And just things like that, right? When you start to say that I don't like the taste of sugar, or I don't like the taste of these processed foods, or I don't like the way that this feels after I eat it, when you start saying that stuff to yourself, you kind of like look out for it more when it actually happens. Like when the next time you eat sugar, you're gonna realize like it doesn't taste as good as I thought it used to, right? It's the same thing with like chocolate for me now. Like I had chocolate like in February, right? And it doesn't taste anywhere near as good as I remember it to be. So there's no reason for me to do that again. And it's just about a belief, right? So if you believe that you're addicted to sugar, you're gonna like be really focused on trying to push the sugar away. But if you believe that you don't really like sugar and it's never served you and that you don't think it will serve you in the future, that's how you can just push it away easy, right? Now that's basically the gist of it. It's a pretty short video, but if you want to know a little bit more about this, some further resources to learn about this, probably Sam Evans, his course, the Consulting Accelerator. I'm pretty sure he discontinued it, but if you can find it for free online, basically the first part of that course, it's all about like getting these bad beliefs out of you and implanting new beliefs by gaslighting yourself basically every morning, and it works a lot. Another thing would be psycho-cybernetics. So that whole book is basically about just like believing and just kind of setting like subconsciously like the goal that you want to have. So it's kind of like it's a little bit of a different way to attack the method. It's not like attacking your beliefs directly, but it's setting a goal so strong and so like that you're so attached to that like your brain kind of just knows that like, okay, I want to have six packs in an ab. I want to have six pack. It's like I want to have six pack abs and I want to be really lean, right? So you put that in your subconscious, goal as your mind in your mind, and when you do that, then when you come across any distraction like junk food, you realize this is not conducive to my goal. I want to have six pack abs, and I know that I'll have to sacrifice for that, and this is a sacrifice I'll willingly, I'll sacrifice a little bit of sugar for the six pack abs. Right. And it's that sacrifice every single day, and putting that in your subconscious and gaslighting yourself to have better beliefs. That's basically the whole subject. This hopefully will help you if you have any addictions that you want to like overcome, like, video games, food, all that stuff, right? Okay, so remember, this is what hard works for you. So go check out Sam Ovens and Psycho Cybernetics, and remember, this is what hard work feels like.